So today is going to be my day of random thought vlog videos, I guess, because I don't really have any rhyme or reason to anything that I'm doing today. I'm just kind of like all sorts of up in the air and fired up about random topics. So I guess I'll show you guys a little bit of what I eat and a little bit of what I do and a little bit of I'm not really sure, but we're gonna do it. So yeah, have fun watching the rest of this video. Okay, so I got put on coffee duty today, so of course I go to Dunkin' because Dunkin' iced coffee is life. So this one is iced coffee with almond milk and a shot, which is the sugar-free creamers, a shot of vanilla. And then this one is a large iced coffee for Devin, and it just has the swirl, which is the one that has sugar, but the swirl of mocha. And they're so nom. It's my favorite thing ever, and it definitely beats Starbucks. I don't care what anybody says. So this is what I do with my life. I get really hungry and have to eat my food in the car. I don't know if you can even see it. We're having turkey and green beans and jasmine rice, heated by the lovely Texas heat. Guys, look at my super fancy new shoes. They're so silver and shiny and I'm so excited about it. Look how cute they are.
Disappear. What I put my heart on every cursive letter. Tell me why the hell no one is here. Tell me what to do to make it all feel better. Maybe it's a cruel joke on me. Whatever. Just
okay, so I'm a little bit fired up right now. I'm going to try to remain as calm as I possibly can about this, but I am very passionate about this, so here we go. I feel like it needs to be addressed. So I've had 2 people in the past day ask me why they're not losing weight. I work in a gym, I own a gym, I work with athletes and people like that all the time. People just generally interested in they're like bettering their health and stuff like that, so I get asked this a lot. People are always like, I'm doing all the right stuff and I'm not losing weight. Can you tell me what's wrong? And the first question I always ask is, how much water are you drinking? And most of the time the answer is, I drink like 2 or 3 bottles a day. That's bad, very bad. You need to drink a lot of water a day. I personally drink at least 1.5 gallons of water every day. That's just what works for me. Just try to drink more. Be mindful about drinking. Drink before meals, drink before bed, drink whenever you think about it. Just drink water. It helps so much. Most of the time when people ask me that, I'm like, okay, just start drinking water. If that's the only thing you change, I promise you'll drop probably 5 pounds just because of your water intake. Your body needs water. It craves water. That's like part of how it runs. Like, you have to give it water, or else you're just gonna hold on to it and therefore not lose weight. One thing I always do to ensure that I get enough water is that I drink a full glass. I've told you guys this before, but I drink a full glass before I ever let coffee touch my mouth. So the first thing I do when I get up in the morning is drink a full glass or a full bottle of water. That just helps me a lot. And then I, of course, carry my gallon around, but I know most people don't want to do that, but it really is a good way to kind of measure how much you're drinking. It just helps me. I, a lot of times, just take my gallon and bring a cup with me, like one of my blender bottles or something, or my Yeti, and just keep filling it up That way I don't look awkward like walking around just chugging my gallon of water. So yeah, first things first, drink more water if you feel like you're not losing weight. The second thing I always ask is, tell me about your diet. Most of the time, especially if I'm talking to women, they're like, oh, well, I'm only eating like I skip breakfast and then I eat like lunch and dinner sometimes and like a couple snacks. And I'm like, okay, so you're not eating enough. And then the other half of people tell me, well, I'm only eating like 1,200 calories because that's the magic number. I don't know where we got this idea that 1,200 calories is the magic number, but it's like, it's not. I have been in a place in my life where I thought 1,200 calories was the magic number. I was miserable. I couldn't perform in the gym. I wasn't, doing the workouts I needed to. I could barely focus in school. Like, your body needs food. 1,200 calories is not the magic number. Maybe if you're like 4 foot tall, that might be the magic number, but 1,200 calories is just not realistic. Anything less than that is really not realistic unless you're on like a strict diet, which in that case I call those fad diets, but I could rant about those for days too because that's another one of the things I'm fired up about, but I will refrain for this segment of this video. 1,200 calories is not realistic. Anything less than that is definitely not realistic either. It's not maintainable and it's not a healthy lifestyle for you to continue for a long period of time. For the most part, I would say even like fitness athletes, like bodybuilders and stuff, don't even usually get that low. When I was prepping for my show, the lowest I got was like 1,500 calories. I weigh 150. At that point, I weighed like 142-ish, and I'm 5'8", so that was really low for me. And I wasn't doing that much cardio or anything like that. Like, make sure you're eating food. MyFitnessPal will probably tell you if you're trying to lose 2 pounds a week and like you set your goals and everything to eat 1,200 calories, but don't do it. You're not going to lose weight on 1,200 calories, especially if you're working out. You have to fuel your body. Your body feeds off of that. If you're only eating 1,200 calories, you're basically putting yourself into starvation mode. So your body is just going to hold that food and not because it doesn't know when it's going to get its next meal. So you're just going to hold it and it's just not healthy and you're miserable and you don't feel good and you don't get to enjoy food. Oh my goodness. So yeah. Another thing that's really important is to know what the calories are coming from, meaning are you getting all of your calories from fat? Are you getting all of your calories from carbs? Are you getting all of your calories from protein? Or are you balancing them? Because when you set up your calories in MyFitnessPal, it's usually pretty skewed. And a lot of people, like I had somebody the other day tell me that they were eating, if you're watching this, I'm really sorry. But they told me they were eating a protein, or not a protein, a smoothie for breakfast, a smoothie for lunch, and then they were snacking on fruit throughout the day, and they were eating like chicken and vegetables at night. And what I got from that is you're eating carbs, and then a little bit of protein. Well, that's not going to work either because you're feeding your body with sugar and your body's holding on to it. So you're not eating enough for one, and two, you're only eating carbs. You have to have an appropriate balance of all of your macronutrients in order to lose weight. So yeah, moral of the story is that 1,200 calories is not going to work for you. I definitely say at least 1,500, like at least minimum. Like if you're small, like a very small person, like 1,500 calories might be okay for you. And I'm not at liberty to give you any specific standards. I can just give you guidelines, but I can tell you that I will never let any of my clients eat less than 1,500 calories because they work hard and need fuel, and most of them see greater results when they're eating more. And watch, second moral of the story, watch what kind of calories you're eating. Make sure you're getting enough protein and things like that. Refer back to my last vlog if you need to know what protein foods are, what fat foods are, what carb foods are. Just a breakdown so that you don't necessarily have to watch that video. Protein sources come from your meats, so chicken, turkey, turkey burgers, ground turkey, turkey, like sliced turkey for sandwich meat, roast beef, ham, what else? Eggs, egg whites are always good ones. Protein shakes, if you get good quality ones, are good. My nose itches so much. Oh my goodness. Okay. Things like that. What else? Carbs, good sources of carbs. Sweet potatoes, red potatoes, just potatoes like that. Brown rice, jasmine rice, white rice. Those are always good. Oatmeal. I eat a lot of whole wheat like breads and waffles and Ezekiel bread and pasta and stuff like that. Carbs also are in a lot of fruits. Be careful when you're picking your fruits. Things like bananas have a lot of sugar, so just be careful. I would recommend more of the berry group because those have a lot of antioxidants. They're really good for you and they're not too high in sugar. And then your fat sources are going to be your avocados, your oils, olive oil, coconut oil, anything like that, vegetable oil, your margarines, your butters, stuff like that, all kinds of nut butters, things like that. So make sure you want that to be like the smallest group. And then for veggies are a carb, but they're really good for you. So I would recommend going dark green. Green beans, asparagus, broccoli, bell peppers are good, spinach, leafy greens are really good for you. Anything like that. So just be mindful. And another thing that people always ask me is, I'm out of calories for the day, like should I go home and eat? I just worked out, or I'm still really, really hungry. If you're still really, really hungry, eat something. My camera just stopped. What the heck? Okay. If you're still really, really hungry, eat. Your body is telling you that it needs fuel. If you're really, really full and you have calories left, don't force feed yourself. Just don't eat something. Just listen to your body. Be intuitive. But don't just necessarily say, oh, I'm just going to skip this meal because I think it's going to make me skinny or lose weight. Because chances are you're probably just hurting yourself more than helping yourself. So yeah, drink your water. Eat enough food if you're not losing weight. Okay, so we're gonna have a little bit of a tutorial of how to set up the lovely MyFitnessPal. For this particular example, we're gonna go to goals. We're gonna say that our current weight is 152. We're going to say our goal weight is 137. Those are just random numbers that I picked, just so you guys know. Our weekly goal is to lose 2 pounds per week, and our activity level is very active. So this is for a roughly larger person. Normally I wouldn't recommend going for losing 2 pounds per week, but in this case, because this person is very active, meaning they probably work out very often and they probably have an active job, we're going to go with losing 2 pounds per week. So that sets our calories at 1710 with 50% carbs, 50% or 20% protein, and 37% fat. So this is the problem with MyFitnessPal. This should never look like this. So we're going to change it. So click on there and that brings up this little screen. So our protein is the first thing we're going to change, and we're going to adjust everything else around that. So I always set my protein at about as close as I can get it to my body weight. So this person is 150 pounds or 151. You can barely see this. 151 pounds, so we're going to set it at 35% protein because that's 150 grams of protein. You can see that that puts us at 115%, so we're going to adjust. So I am just going to take this down a little bit. Probably 35 and 35 and 30 is a good split for me personally. That's just what I enjoy. A a lot of people say to go 40-40-20, but that's kind of, that'd be way too high of protein for this person. So it's really kind of just up to you as far as like what you want your fats and your proteins to be, or your fats and your carbs. So some people like to go down a little bit lower on fat and bring their carbs up a little bit higher. That's perfectly okay. You could even go down a little bit lower on carbs and bring your fat up a little bit higher. It's just kind of, that part is just up to you, really. But make sure that you're getting roughly 35%, or not 35 necessarily, but your protein needs to be, the grams need to be roughly 1 gram per pound of body weight. And then just kind of adjust everything around that. And that's pretty much how I would set it up for you.